Hi, my name is Mike, and this is a story about my adventure in my lovely yacht, White Malkin. I'm back down at the harbour now, and you can sort of see over there where the walkway is if you're very eagle-eyed, and there's the Club Naval de Santa Maria, which is where I'm going to go in a minute and have my coffee. But I just took a shine to these two beautiful old traditional Azorean fishing boats, and this one in particular is quite interesting because somebody's doing a lot of work to it to restore it. I suppose I don't know if they've got out, but this has probably got an outboard on it. It doesn't look, there's no sign of any shaft or anything like that. No, there's no shaft on this one. The one over there it's got a place for a propeller, but what is interesting is they're just using, I don't know what timber it is. It's some sort of pine. It's probably some quick growing stuff. It's quite got quite thick rings between those fast growing stuff. But anyway, they're putting in some sawn frames back in there, and for all you boat builders and DIY woodworkers who've restored yachts, this is one I made earlier, as they say. I suppose it'll go back together. She's pretty rough, but I suppose the difference is you either repair this or we don't have one. The one next door is quite a bit better. It's got an engine in it, or space for an engine, and it's a little bit better condition, but they've got that newfangled material called glass fibre, and they seem to be glass fibering over the top of it, which is probably the best thing to do to keep the water out. You'll probably see it just there and over there. They've got some glass fibre, so yeah, may they keep them going anyway. So there we are. That's a picture of the port and the fishing area of the port, and just over there, where that shed is over there, that goes on round to where they unload the tuna and the other fish which they catch. They always seem to, they're not in long, they're in, they unload, and then they're out again. So clearly it's quite a vibrant business. You'd have thought that you'd have been able to have got plenty of fish, but I think it's all for export. I think so. Anyway, I'm going to go off my coffee. Oh, this is the last evening at Santa Maria, and yeah, it's okay. It's a pretty little harbour, but it's got a very strange atmosphere, I have to say. Quite negative, really. Everything's closed when you think it should be open, and it's very strange. But anyway, I came here and I sampled their hospitality, which is okay. It's very nice, and it's really time to head south to Madeira, Porto Santo, which is what I'm going to do. And I see my German friend is gone. Little tiny yacht. He was over there. He's gone now. It's funny, he seems to go the night before I go. So I'm sure I'll catch him up, and I'm sure we'll speak on the VHF maybe. But he was just there and he's gone. I thought I saw a little yacht out there this morning. And anyway, yesterday I had a paintbrush in my hand, and I've never done graffiti before, so I'm not very good at it. But I actually wrote on that wall over there. It's a bit rubbish, but here it is. White Malkin 2024 World Adventure, in a great big flag. They'll probably jet wash it off as I go out the harbour, which is fine. But there you go. It's there for posterity until such time as they want to rip them all off the wall. So I'm just going to wander up here and decided to be cloudy, as you can see. I think I mentioned the this cafe place, this sport thingy wingy. Oh no, we're closing at 6, and yet yesterday they were going to be open. But never mind. So I'm going to go up to the town. Oh, it's started to rain. Amazing. And I'm going to go up to the town, and there's a little cafe up there, which say they're going to be open. So let's see, shall we? Over there where it says Suzuki, that's the yard place, and where they sell some items of chandlery, not much, but some. And yeah, it's in a pretty little harbour, it really is. It's they're sort of underselling themselves, really, because it could be nicer than what it is. Staying open is quite good. Oh, there's a boat I wanted to show everybody. That's called an RM 1070. I suppose it must be about the same length as White Malkin. Slightly different shape, isn't it? Built of plywood, French, of course. Built of plywood and then sheathed internally and externally in epoxy, I suppose. Bolt-on keels. Very fast, apparently. Wouldn't have one if you gave it to me. Anyway, I'm sure some people are happy with them. And there we are. There's a Club Naval de Santa Maria, just down the end there. Funny place, it really is. I'm going to see if I can go and use their Wi-Fi, because I want to get a forecast. The Iridium Go Exec does not work in this harbour, and there's no point in me contacting Predict Wind, because they'll tell me it doesn't work. Because two things: there's far too many masts around my boat, and also there's so much rock. There's the rock in the harbour, and there's the rock of the sea defence, big sea defence out there. So it doesn't get a chance to actually find a satellite to lock onto it. I don't quite know how it works. Only that most of the time it doesn't. But when it does work, it works very, very well indeed. There's no doubt about that. As I think I've said before, the Iridium part lets the Predict Wind part down. But there we go. Starlink, here we come. Yeah, so I'll sign off for now, and I'll see how I get on this evening. Good morning. It's Monday the 15th of July, and departed Santa Maria for Porto Santo, which is the most eastern island of Madeira. Got going around about 8:30 this morning, and after a shower, and cleared the port, and now underway. It was quite a nice day, actually. I'll just show you. Well, there's the Santa Maria in the background there. Quite a high island, actually, and yeah, it was an interesting place, very different than any of the other resorts, that's for sure. And everything's fine on the boat. So pan around. We're sort of going to windward as best we can. The wind's supposed to bend round in our favour. I want the wind to go round to the west. And at the moment, it's not doing quite well. I mean, true wind speed is approaching 20 knots, so we don't want any more than that. We're not going to windward. Now we're doing 6.5 knots through the water, and just over 5.5 knots speed over the ground. Our heading is showing at 110. It does go up to about 118. We want 117. That's which is our course over the ground, which is good, and I'm happy with that. Down below, all is good. I was just reading my book Erebus, but oops, there we go. I just turned on something. Right, this is the downloaded course, and that's what we're aiming for, which is a little island there, Porto Santo. This is the course that they've given us on the predict wind, which is fine. I'm high of the course at the moment. There we go. So I mean to be high, so then I can always bear away if need be. Weather-wise, I just go into that, show you what the weather is like. So there we are, that's the little island we've just left. There it is, just there. And I'm that little white dot. Don't take any notice of the boat. That is the boat along the course if I'd have sailed that course, but I wanted to keep high. And you'll see that it's, that says midday. It's 11:13. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do that, because it's got a bit of a blast coming through here. I know it says 10, but you can put half as much again on that. So then I'll be able to bear away, and it'll be a lot better for me. So that's 5 o'clock tonight. So yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. We'll be somewhere around about there, where that crosses by tonight, I would think. It's about a 4 to 5 day passage, which is fine. And so I hope to be there by Friday. Okay, so you can see what's on. You've got the GPS on, which is that. You've got the instruments on, which I've just shown you. You've got the auto helm. Not using the auto helm. It's on because it gives us data on the chart plotter, which is quite useful. And I've got the 12-volt sockets. That black bad boy there, golly gosh, give me more grief. Turned itself off again, which has been a dead loss, but it does that occasionally. This is what it looks like outside. Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday, 19th. Yeah, whatever. And I've just been visited by a little friend on the foredeck. I'm just going to show you. There he is. Where it is. For a little rest. Very well. Ocean sailing is about. It really is quite stunning. Really is quite stunning. Got a couple of days to go before I get to where I'm going. before I get to Madeira, and yeah, it'll be great. Looking forward to it. This whole journey is about 570 miles, I think, something like that. And this is what we're doing at the moment. 5.44 knots through the water. I've had to turn off a lot of the instruments because the alternator's finally packed up. And the only power now I've got is from the solar panels. So there we go. Let's see how we get on. It should be right. Hence I put all the solar panels out that I could on the foredeck. So let's just hope it all works out. I'm sure it will. This is Friday, and I'm just making landfall. Before I show you the land, I wanted to show you the sun coming up. over the sea. You don't see this when you're on land, do you? And this is the Atlantic, and it's so calm. I've had to motor overnight, and I've literally just stopped the engine because there's no wind at all. I've only got 4 knots of breeze now, but at least it's the right angle. It was 1 knot on the nose, so we put the engine on. Look at that sunshine coming up, isn't it beautiful? And this cloud is just humidity basically, and it will just burn off as the sun comes up. Good morning everybody. It's Friday and we're approaching Porto Santo. Been a bit of a non-sleep night actually. A little bit of traffic about, but as you approach a mainland coast, not that Porto Santo is a mainland anyway, but it's still got quite a big fishing fleet, I'm sure. You've got to be very careful of these fishing boats, because notice the Portuguese fishing boats don't seem to have navigation lights, they don't seem to have AIS, they don't seem to have much really. So anyway, just to show you on the best I can. There we go. So that's it there. That's Porto Santo. That is actually mainland Madeira, but we're not going there, we're going here. This is where we are, and obviously we've got to come around here, and we've got to be careful. Well, you can't cut the corner, you've got to keep well off, because this is quite shallow here, relatively speaking. I mean, 20 metres, but there's plenty of depth, but and there's a few rocks and stuff like that, so it's probably better to stand off, I would think, and leave it like that. Everything's fine, everything's good. Out here is good, apart from the fact there isn't any wind at all, not a breath. Look at the water. It's, you could brush your hair in it. You could. Amazing. And Porto Santo is over there in the far distance. Strange looking group of islands. It's actually one piece of land, but from here it looks like a series of humps, but it's not. We've got about 30 odd miles to go to just turn the corner to get round into Porto Santo, so I've got the engine on because we could be out here all day. We don't want to do that. no point doing that. So there we go. This is what we've got. So it's 4 knots right on the nose, but I mean I don't think there's actually 4 knots. I think it might be 4 knots at the top of the mast, but I don't think there's anything down here because there's no indication on the water that there's any wind. We're doing 5 knots, which is good. We're only doing 4.3 over the ground because there's a current. This is what we've been talking about all the time, about the currents in the oceans. They're quite stronger than what you think. Okay, so I'll speak to you later. Cheers then. Bye bye. Bye. Well, it's land ho. We've now not very far, about 12 miles I think it is from the island itself of Porto Santo. I'll just show you it. That's it over there. And I've decided that I'll go around those two lumps of rock on the left hand side there rather than go between them. There is enough water between them, but reading the pilot book it does say best go around the top end. It's still probably 2,000 meters deep here, by the way, but as you approach those pieces of rock off the north end of the island, it goes down to about 20 meters, so you can see these islands are volcanic eruptions of many thousands of years ago, and now they've become homes for all those thousands and thousands of people. And over there, in the distance, believe it or not, that is land. There's 2 pieces of land, albeit it looks like one. The left-hand side is another island. There's another couple of islands actually, which are sanctuaries, I believe. And the bigger one, they're very long. The rest of it, most of it, all the way down to the right-hand side. That is Madeira. It's very high, Madeira. Very high. Anybody who's been to Madeira, and they've even got a rainforest. I mean, it's quite an impressive island. Quite impressive indeed. This time round, I've decided to go to Porto Santo. I've never been there before. Here's the water, you can see there. But apparently, small yachts are not welcome in Madeira at the moment. Why, I don't know. I know last time I was there, I was on a delivery trip, and pardon, I'm just gonna sit down. Anyway, so this delivery trip. We were delivering a boat from Portimao in Portugal to Lanzarote, and the owner wanted to come to Madeira. His cousin was on board, and I think his cousin wanted to fly back. Anyway, so there's a lovely airport there in Madeira. Anyway, we went there, and even we had trouble. That was a lot of years ago now. They built another marina apparently, which I've seen on the chart. I've never seen it in life, but seen it on the chart. But even that's just, the locals have bagged it, so so that's the end of that. Bet the EU paid for it, but never mind. It's not our problem anymore. Right, so that's it. I've been busy. I've done a bit of washing. It's all hanging out there to dry. That's what you do, I suppose. There's me rubbish, which is ready to go ashore when I get there eventually. Which, believe it or not, that I won't get ashore till probably up as 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. What is the time now? It's, local time is midday, so it's another 5 hours journey. There's no doubt about it. That is a big island. Even the small one is a big island. So there we go. Anyway, cheers for now. Bye-bye. Bye. Well, thank you very much indeed for watching my vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it entertained you. My next vlog will be in 7 days' time, and I very much look forward to you joining me on my continued voyage around the world on my beautiful Rustler 36 White Malkin.